We pump in about 2,000 litres of seawater. The sun's rays heat the inside of the polytunnel and the seawater begins to evaporate. We let the wind blow through the tunnels to remove the moisture and allow fresh air in. And then we're left with a bed of crystals on the pond floor and we sweep them up. Each harvest would be probably about 70 to 80 kilograms. And that's exactly how it works.
Depending on the season, it can take between 9 days and 3 weeks for the water to evaporate and leave the sea salt crystals behind. But Chris and Annette are happy to harvest small quantities slowly because their method has other advantages.
Our environment is very important to both of us, so the whole idea of doing solar evaporation with no power on site at all is actually very important to us.
We live in an absolutely beautiful place and we wanted to have a business that would enable us to make a living but at the same time wouldn't damage the beautiful environment.
And luckily their main ingredient can be collected easily and with no impact on the precious ecosystem.
So we place the hose off the edge here and down as deep as we can get where the water is less turbulent. The cleanliness is important because even though we filter the water going in, it's the quality of the water coming out that determines the quality of the salt that we can produce.
Most commercial table salt is heavily refined, stripping the salt of other natural minerals, which affects its flavour. Drying the salt slowly helps to preserve them.
A lot of people do ask if our salt's different. It's just salt, it's sodium chloride, but actually where we get it from, our water is pristine up here, and there's about 60 other trace elements in the water, and these all add to the flavour, and it does have a different taste.
When you have a salt, say on an egg or a tomato, for instance, and you just add an ordinary table salt, there's a sort of bitter aftertaste that you get. And with a salt like this, you get the salt flavour, but not the bitter aftertaste, so it's a much more pleasant experience when you're eating it.
When the water has evaporated, the remaining crystals vary in size. After drying, they need to be separated into 2 different grades, small for the table and large for the salt grinders.
Very simple process, very good exercise for us. Using a large sieve, literally shake it about for a bit, and that separates the crystals into the 2 grades. We've got a finer grade and we've got larger crystals.
The partners then pack their award-winning salt and send it off to a growing number of enthusiastic customers.
The awards are great because they're a vindication, really, of what you're doing. I mean, the Great Taste Award is a blind tasting, so they're simply taking the product on a plate and tasting it. So to get a Great Taste Award for a salt made in the way that we're making it, really gives us a lot of confidence about what we're doing.